Hello all. In this session, we will see some of useful Groovy scenarios, some of the like important or how we convert our scenario into Groovy, right? So first of all, we'll look into one scenario. Make primary contact or email required for account. Okay. So this is our scenario. So suppose if our customer asked to make the contact or email required for an account, so then how we will do this change? See, this is an account screen, right? So here we can see a primary contact here. So now I can just remove and then I can save the record. So there is no validation. But for an account, this is incomplete information. So if a contact is available, then I can just contact to this account, right? If there is no primary contact, I cannot contact. So that's why a customer need this kind of a validation so that it will be useful. But how we will make this required? So for that, first of all, we need to check this is a field or not. Means, so for us, this looks like a field, and it has a drop down. So and it is a field in account profile, and you can see below contact phone and contact email. These are like read-only fields, and once you populate a contact here, automatically these values will be populated. So uh, so we can't make required contact phone or contact email required at account profile level, but there may be a chance like in account in contact object we can make phone and email mandatory. So that is possible. Okay. So first so we will try making primary contact required for account, and then we will go with in contact level how we will make primary contact phone or contact email as mandatory at contact level. So for that, first we should go to application composer, and then we need to check for the field. So the first option is, if we have application, if we have a field in application composer, and then if we can uh, make it required at field level, then that is a simple one. But let's see how uh, whether it will support at field level or not. So primary contact. So I can find a field, but I'm just drilling down to the field, and I'm going to check the updatable or the required condition I can write or not. Okay, so now we came to the field edit field screen. So here I can see required is enabled, means required property we can change. So but if you observe, updatable is it is updatable, and we have an option to enter expression, but not the but we it should be updatable, and searchable is disabled. So like this, for some of the standard fields, some properties might be disabled or completely not available because of some product behavior, and there is a some uh, requirement or something. So it will be reserved like this. And but in this case, we have required property and we are just enabling it, and then we will save. So now at account level, right? So primary contact is required. So now you cannot leave it blank. So you should enter. So, but the same thing, if you need conditional. So if you are a admin and then you are, or if you are a admin and you don't want to uh, uh, show this required property, so then what you will do? You will go to this expression and then you will write expression based on the condition, logged in user role check, and then you will exclude. So for now, I'm just simply testing, and we'll go to that scenario as well. So now you can see it's required. So, but uh, but if we go to the account contact level, so and again we wanted to make at least one should be there, prime contact phone or contact email. Any one should be required. So by default, I think there is no validation. So it is not mandatory. Just for first name or last name is enough to create a contact. But if you want to make it required, right? So how we will do? And now we will try same. Since for us, this looks like a fields, right? And we'll go to account and then we'll try to find these fields. So we wanted to make phone or email required. So now we will go to application composer again and contact object and search for mobile phone or work phone email. So we will see whether these fields available or not. Contact fields, work phone, or we'll just search with the phone. Okay. Primary phone, and you can see it's a text formula. Also, contact phone is again text formula. So, it is not a field. It's not a direct field, but because all the phone numbers are stored in a collection called phone, okay, or contact points. So, since this is not these are not fields, so we need to check how we can do this. Or if you go to email, if you search for email, so this email is also formula field. So here we can't make it required directly because text formulas are not editable. But we are able to edit in the UI. That is because these are out of the box fields, and uh, for those fields the system will behave like that. It will allow by product behavior, but this won't be available as fields in application composer. So in this cases, how we will check whether email is filled or not, or whether contact phone is filled or not. If we go to server scripts, right? So when we want to throw this error, so on create or on update, right? So let us go with the update. So we have some sample script. So generally, this emails and phone numbers are stored in collection. For email, the collection name is email. How we will get this email is go to any script area. I'll select before update and give it as a email validation. So now go to FX function palette and then go to fields and expand. Here you can see the collections available. Check for email. Here I can find email. So, but if I want to get the collection name, just click on contact and then search here email. So the formula in application I can see that is coming here, but whatever I can see as a text type. So this is called this is the collection name. So that is the only one I can find here. So I'll just copy this sample script and I'll put here. So, but if you want the fields in the email collection, so we can just go to we can just click on email and we'll get all the fields inside this collection. Okay, so these are the fields available in the email collection created. So in this we are trying to get email address and primary flag is there, overall primary flag. Okay, start date, status, all that available. So here now what I can check is for a so there can be many emails also. So we have a all emails, all contacts, all phone numbers, all names, something like this collection. We can store more than one email. But at this point, simply what we can do is if in the collection, if it has at least one row, then do not throw error, else throw error, something like this. So for that, I can write simply like this. So email collection has next. So if it has next means, so there is some record. If it goes to this if loop, it means there is at least one record. So if there is at least one record, then I'm not throwing error. Okay. I'll say just do not throw error. So this block we don't need. If we can even simply put not equal to here and then we can write here the error message. But instead I'm just using else. But the best practice is just to put one in one block only. Or suppose like this. If it has email, right? So I can write some email equal to I'll just insert this. So now I'll decide if email is null, then throw error. So this Groovy we are doing since we don't have a property or field at uh, contact level. So this one we are doing at before update trigger in contact. So we have a validation. We'll see what is this validation. So it is saying some line is missing. Okay. So I'll just define a row, and from that I'm getting a value. So that's why it is throwing an error. So now this let's test this scenario. Now if I try to update a contact without email, it should throw an error. So here I'll remove this uh, email and then I'll save. So it is saved because uh, whatever existing records, existing emails are inactive, but they are in the collection. So I need to check whether I need to check for active emails only. So for that, I'll again modify the script. See, now the change is uh, we have to query multiple records. Okay. So for that, the change we have made is in place of if, we put while, because there might be some five. If we change again email, right? So that will become inactive email. So we need to query multiple emails list. So for that, I use it while, and then we need to check whether it's active or not, or we can just check for a primary email. So any one condition is also fine, but I'm checking two conditions. If it should email should be active and it should be primary. So then only I'll get email value, that primary value, and then based on that, I'm deciding whether it's if it is already if it has value, this condition won't satisfy and it won't throw error. But if it is null, it will throw this error. Now we'll just check. So I didn't enter email. I'll see a validation. It is saying email is required. And now I'll fill email. Still, it is throwing an error. So again, the condition is not satisfying. So we need to see why this condition is not satisfied. So now the change is I have removed primary flag and then it started working as expected. So here I just put only status equal to active. So if I put a primary flag, so then somehow email is becoming null. and it is throwing this error. So now our final code is this one. If email has active status, and then it will store this value, and then if it is null, then only it will throw error, otherwise it won't throw error. So so now we will test again. So while working with Groovy, we might need multiple tests, because we are not exactly sure of the backend uh, values or what. To test that, I think we need to debug, or otherwise some using some data model level. If we have an idea, then it will be easy. So we need to identify what is happening in the background. So now you can see I have a value, right? And then I'm able to save. But if as soon as I remove, and then if I try to save, error will come, and I'll put back. So since there is no validation at email format also, so it is taking some values. But using regular expressions, we can define email format and then use the same approach, and just get the email value, and then validate it, and then throw an error if it is not in the correct format. So work phone or mobile phone is also similar. So the sample script is this. Here the phone is a collection. So similarly, we will query uh, with while loop, and until unless we have an active phone number, we will query for mobile type. And similarly, if we have a other type, we will query with that type code, and then we will validate. So this is one of the method, but this is not only the method. So but just one or two lines will be difference, but we need to use collections for in this scenarios. In these scenarios, we should use collections to make any changes or make any changes or to validate. So we need to use collections. So this is one scenario. Suppose and that too, this validation should happen on by role. So we have that code also, something like user. I'll show you. Based on role, if you want to allow this validation, so we will just put user in role function, and then we can write. So user profile. Okay, get user profile. So from this we can get user security contest, and we can also get we can compare the roles. So what are the roles available for the logged in user? So we can compare using this security context, uh, and then we can validate. So now we'll move to one more scenario: check duplicate leads. Okay, so before this, how we can check like when this scenario will come, on create or on update or on delete. So we should not allow duplicate leads. So the requirement should come like this. So what is the criteria? So we need to define that first. And then when this validation should happen, on update or on create or any other event. So we so so based on this, right? So the duplicate should not be created from should not be created, right? So it means on create itself we need to write this validation. So to check the existing object data, we need to query we need to query say for the same object. Suppose we are in lead, so and we can query the lead itself. In the lead itself, we can in the before insert script, we can put this script. Okay, and using new view, we will and the criteria is like this: lead name equal to lead name. So whatever the lead name we entered on create screen, so if we will enter lead name, so that lead name it will take, and then that channel name it will take, and lead id is not equal to lead id. So why we have used this criteria is it shouldn't take the current record, the whatever we are entering, whatever we the record we are trying to create, right? It shouldn't take that for comparison. So for that we ignored that case. And then if we found any record, at least one record with this combination, lead with the same lead name and same channel, so then we are throwing an error. So like this, finding duplicates, we can check using new view. And suppose another scenario is if we have a lead to convert if we want to convert lead to opportunity. So the common method is we will go to lead and then we will use action convert lead or convert button, convert action, so that the lead will be converted to opportunity. But suppose if we have a scenario uh, to automatically convert, so we can't use directly this status equal to converted, and no opportunity will get created if we use and script also will not allow directly to set the status as converted. So in that case, how we can do this? How we can do this configuration or this particular change? So first we need to check the possibility using Groovy or using Groovy only we have to do. But uh, but again using is there any field or something if we set status to converted, whether it will work or not? So but generally if we try to set status equal to converted, it won't allow, it will throw an error. So for that, so we have another option, that is REST. So in REST APIs, we have action. Okay, so and then we can convert that. So if we query any record in REST API for lead, so you will get action convert opportunity. So the same concept we are trying to use that REST APIs in the same to convert this lead to opportunity. So I'm going to lead. Okay, server scripts. So I have already defined an object function. So that object function is So status code equal to converted. So the reason for this set attribute is uh, the screen will be um, the screen will be converted. So once converted, right? So how the screen will look like? So to look like that, we are setting status code equal to converted. And then we need to define a web service for lead, and then we need to use convert lead action, and we need to pass lead ID. Okay, so after doing this, after calling this web service action, the changes will be reflected. Means opportunity will be created from this lead in the backend. And revert row and containings, this is to avoid. So after doing this action, if we suppose if we perform any changes on the lead, if we use this function, it will revert all that, and it will whatever the changes from this web service, those will be remain as it is, but not from the UI or any other changes that we did. And this function we can call it anywhere, at any condition. Like if suppose if score is 100, or if it is greater than 80, so then automatically convert lead to opportunity. So those kind of scenarios we can include in the trigger. We can use before update trigger, and then we can call it on that condition. The next scenario is conditional error message. So conditional error messages are suppose with if and if else condition. Suppose a conditional error message or conditional updates. So we'll go with the conditional updates, and similar case we can see. So I'm going to accounts screen, and here before insert. In the before insert, I'm going to update a field on condition basis. Okay, so for getting a role or logged in user role, or right. So uh, uh, this is the method. So we will define security context of logged in user, and then from there we will get the get user ID for the logged in user. And this user ID is nothing but the username. Okay, so and then we are converting that username to uppercase, because there is a chance of lowercase also. So better to avoid uh, some any loophole. So we are converting this username to uppercase, even if it. So and then we are comparing it with uppercase only. So what we are checking here is if organization size is null, right? If NVL of organization size equal to null. So it means, this means if it is null, if organization is null, then we are trying to set this value. Based on what? Based on user. So we have some users. So set of users. So based on that user, we are setting organization size. So if user is this, then organization size is HE large, it is LS large. And similarly, so for other users, it is different, right? And in the else case, it is large. So if we want to throw an error also, right, based on this users. So instead of set attribute, we can just put throw message. So it will be conditional error. And customer type also same. So here also we have some logic. So where we have a user equal to this, then set one attribute, consumer. So yeah, this is how we can check the username, logged in user roles. If logged in user has partner administrator or partner sales rep or partner uh, or sales administrator, so then set customer attribute to indirect, else business. Okay, so all of this we are capturing in try catch. So try catch is used for capturing any. So if any error happens in within this try block, right, it will directly go to catch block, and here we can just print. So this will avoid to continue the uh, next triggers or next code. So that is why in each and every code using try catch is try catch will minimize some errors, custom errors or standard errors, whatever. So it will, and we can also make some instead of the system errors, we can also throw some our own custom errors. So these are a few of the scenarios. So we are going to I'm going to make some more sessions with a few scenarios. This will be first session on Groovy scenarios, but mostly some more scenarios I'll take in the next session. Thank you.